You might have heard that live shopping is exploding. And I have to tell you, I have been on Whatnot for a couple of weeks now, and I see why it is. Now, Whatnot is my sponsor, and they are the reason I got on the platform and checked it out. I'm glad they did. They made it easy for me. I'm going to make it easy for you. I love it. Whatnot is where you get great products without paying full price. It's that simple. I'm hooked on their live shows, too. You got to see them. They're so much fun. And I see why Whatnot has climbed to the top of the App Store. And listen, if you're selling online, or maybe you have a storefront and you're hoping people will find your listing or maybe walk in your store, Whatnot flips that, because on Whatnot, you go live and you sell directly to people in real time. And I may admit, although you didn't hear from me, I may have picked up a couple of power tools or so in the past couple of days. I'm just saying. Whatnot, it's the largest dedicated live shopping platform with beauty, collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies, and anyone can sell. In fact, people who sell on Whatnot sell 10 times as much as any other major marketplace. That's because you're not just listing products, you're building real connections with buyers. So whether you're shopping or you're selling, download the Whatnot app today and get free shipping on your first order. Just search WHATNOT, Whatnot, in the App Store and start scoring amazing deals. So I was whining to my wife the other day, said, I need new glasses. And she said, well, get some. I couldn't tighten them anymore. They were scratched. You know the thing, right? But I didn't want to go through the process because you have to make the appointment. You have to spend weeks to get them done. And you got to pay a fortune, right? That's real. But I did. I spent $500 on frames and glasses, and that was cheap. And then I ordered a pair from my sponsor, Zenni Optical, for $70. Zenni is an online eyewear shop, prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, starting at under $30. You go to Zenni.com, you pick a frame, upload your prescription, and they ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And by the way, if you are saying, do I really need new glasses, or do I have to put up with one pair to do everything I need to do for the next 2 years? No! You can get what you want starting at under $30. And if you've never bought glasses online, don't worry about it. I haven't either. Zenni has a virtual try-on so you can see exactly how the frame looks before you commit to buying them, with no salesman looking at you saying, those look good, but these expensive ones would look better. No, you don't get that. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my Zenni glasses and tell you more about them. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now's the time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out, so don't sit on it. That's Zenni.com/podcast. Promo code podcast15.
Been there, done that. It's not my first time at the rodeo, and I've got the t-shirt to prove it. Things I have said before, there's no doubt about that. But, life goes in cycles, but that doesn't mean that you have to be bored with it or do the same thing again and again. We can grow on it. We'll talk about today and why it goes in 9-year cycles. It's the Daily Boost from motivationtomove.com, the positive boost you need every single day, looking out at the real world and saying, bring it. I got an idea. I understand that life begins when I move, when I take action. I also understand that challenges will happen, and we need to get through that and keep a positive mental attitude and decide that we're going to just get out of bed every single day, and no matter what gets in our way. And things usually will, even if it's just a donut in front of you. Like, oh, man, I just started a diet yesterday, and there's a donut. That got in your way, didn't it? No matter what it is, no matter how simple it is, we're going to find our way through it. How are you? My name is Scott Smith, founder, chief motivating officer here at motivationtomove.com. By the way, next week, you're going to be glad you're a member for another reason at motivationtomove.com. And I appreciate you, by the way, because next week we start the Operation Reinvention coaching calls. It's taken me an extra week to do it. Why? Well, it turns out that when you're on the road and in the mountains and you're out of the city, Wi-Fi and internet, it's not everywhere. So we had to work at that. We're solving those issues right now, but that's coming up next week. Before today, been there, done that. Not my first time at the rodeo. How many times have I said that? It's crazy. Basically, it just means done that before, seen that before. Often I will say, hey, I met that person before. It wasn't the same person. It didn't look the same. They didn't sound the same, but it was the same person. Usually I have a t-shirt to prove it. It just means that life goes in cycles. It's another way of saying there's a series of repeating events and experiences that happen throughout the course of your life, if you think about it that way. And it doesn't mean you have to do the same thing over and over and over again. A lot of people do that. They think, oh my gosh, Scott, is this it? I want something different. Well, you can have something completely different. And come here real close. I'm going to give some great advice here. And this is really cool. I get a lot of coaching calls. People come in. They say, Scott, I want to just drop everything I'm doing. I hate what I'm doing right now. I'm done with it. Change it. Tell me how. And I say, my God, you don't want to do that, do you? Yeah, I do. I really do want to change. No, you don't. Yeah, I do. I hate everything about my life. No, you don't. You like good stuff. And I query them a little bit, and it turns out life is pretty good. There's a few things they don't like, a few things they'd like to change. And I said, well, let's build on that. Let's take the foundation we have. Let's save all those experience, save all that wisdom, and move ourselves forward. And that's what we talk about today. So I was speaking with a client last week. I was actually transitioning. It was the first time out of my home and in the RV. And I'm in Port Orange, Florida, and I'm driving all over the place trying to find Wi-Fi. Now, Verizon Wireless, I just have to say, you need to get your act together in Port Orange, Florida, because it was really, really bad. So what did I do? Well, I drove to McDonald's to try to hack in on their free Wi-Fi, but everybody else was there too. It didn't work. The drive-thru was so busy with people on Wi-Fi, I couldn't get what I wanted. I went to 3 different McDonald's until I found something. Thank you, McDonald's. I appreciate it. I should at least buy something from you. It was one of those days. Have you ever had one of those days when you've decided this is what I'm going to do, and then life gets in the way? Wait a second. Who talks about that? It was a crazy day, but I'm on my phone with a client and chat with him after trying to get him on Zoom. Finally got him on the telephone eventually. And he said, Scott, I noticed something. I noticed that you and I are both living in a year of change. Yeah. And there are many of them. Have you noticed over your life? My friend Louis Gates calls those changes that go in cycles, he calls it the 9-year life cycle. And my client and I were talking about it, and we were pinpointing the year. Now, from the day you're born, it just basically repeats every 9 years. 9 years, 9, 18, 27, just keeps on going like that. And it begins at year 1. So what do I mean by this 9-year life cycle? I want you to pay attention as I go through this. I want you to pay attention to where you are in your life. So wherever you are, just calculate where you are in your 9-year life cycle and see if I'm not at least a little bit close. Now, it's gonna vary just a tad, depending on what you're doing these days, but it's going to be really close. And if you pay attention to your past, the past couple of decades of your life, you're going to say, oh my gosh, it really worked. So in year 1 of any 9-year life cycle, except the one where you're like just born, if you're maybe in your 40s or 50s, in year 1, what are we going to do? Well, we're deciding what we want to do next in life. Our thoughts are now kind of moving us in a new direction. We're thinking, we don't know what to do yet. We're kind of lost. We're just kind of figuring it out. That's year 1. It could take a year to do it. The law of gestation kicks in, takes some time. So year 2, once we get through that, the thinking year, as I like to say, we begin to get some clarity. It does take some time. It's the one thing I wish I could give people instantly, just clarity. But it takes time to work through things, and sometimes it just takes time. But when the clarity arrives, we begin to see our focus in a different way. We begin to spotlight what we're focused on, and we begin to narrow it a little bit. And there's millions of options that you can choose from every single day. So once you make that decision that you're going to begin to move in a new direction, it takes a little time to get there. And then you got to say, okay, what's my real focus? Now, you've been there before. I've been there before. We've all been there before. When one day something gets our attention and we like it, that's our focus. We sort it out and we think, okay, here we go. So in that 3rd year, now that we've kind of focused in on what we're going to be doing, tools and resources begin to arrive in our life so we can accomplish our goal. Now, this makes total sense when you think about it, because once you get your focus, things begin to come your way. Law of attraction, right? What you focus on, you get. Thoughts are things. So it begins to happen. So as you begin to want to do something, the whole universe kicks in and starts giving you the tools to use to get there. A lot of them, by the way. A whole bunch of them. We'll have to pare them down later on, but not yet. The 4th year arrives, and we notice that things are starting to come together. We notice we've been thinking about it for a while, and we're kind of happy with what's going on, but we're starting to change our life a little bit. And we've probably found our purpose. At least for now, our purpose can change during our life. And we're probably living it a little bit every single day, maybe a lot, but at least it's going that direction. You don't have to wait to the end of the journey to get what you want. It comes your way a little bit at a time. Year 5. Going to reevaluate. It's really essential to make sure that we're getting what we want. Not everything that we run across or is given to us is needed. We need to abandon that. So in year 5, that's what we do. We're living our purpose. Life is good, but now we got some extra stuff, extra people, extra things. We have to get rid of that stuff so we can get better at living our purpose. Year 6, things get fun. Now we're rocking. We work with those resources we have. We have our focus. It's very intense right now. We're living our dream, and we are going for it. It's a great couple of years. 7th year is another chance to kind of take stock. Here's what happens. You get into your world and you believe, this is really nice. I built a great world, but now, it's extraordinary. But there's something missing. So it's all good. You're grateful for what you have, but now you're looking around thinking, what else can I do? Year 8, time of clearing. Because now you've identified some additions you want to make to your life, and your next cycle is now coming. Obviously, we're near the end of the 9-year life cycle. We can feel something is different. We need to make space. And year 9, life is pretty good. But the need that we have to grow and to transform is strong within us. We need to begin to explore our next chapter in life. And that's what it is. We're not really looking for what we're going to do yet, but it's on our mind right now. And you are probably there right now if you're in year 9. You're like, something. Can't really verbalize it, don't really know about it, but you're starting to pay attention to the clues that are coming your way, that something is coming your way. I can look at my cycle right now. I know exactly where I am. Exactly. I'm in year 7. I took stock and I'm clearing out some things because I wasn't getting exactly what I wanted. I wanted to get more of what I wanted. Here I am in my RV in a beautiful campground in Banner Elk, North Carolina. Walking the dogs a lot, enjoying the beautiful weather, and loving life. Although it's a challenge, there's no doubt about that. It always is. Life gets in the way, right? So tomorrow, why change? Well, why change when things are good? If life is pretty good, why should you do that? I'll tell you about that tomorrow. On Thursday, choosing to thrive. In the Friday show, there is always another chance. A do-over, if you will. We always have that chance. Hang in there. It's going to be a great week. And I'll see you tomorrow right here on the Daily Boost.